poppin'? It's your boy. You already know what it is. Yo, so here lately on stream, I've been playing with a few buddies that I met throughout my Outriders um, community. We were playing some Back for Blood. Honestly, I fucking love this game as a Left 4 Dead OG from back like Left 4 Dead 1 beta type OG. Alright. Um, I love this game, right? Um, so much to the point where I even started some clips on my channel of moments with randoms that I'm gonna start trying to add some more to. But anyway, I'm a support player, right? Anything I play, I love playing support. MMOs, I love playing either support or a tank. I love playing like that red mage type ordeal. I like doing team buffs and debuffs. Um, if I can do heals, I'll do heals. Different stuff like that. I love that playstyle. And I wanted to find a way to implement into this a support playstyle. I wanted to implement that into here so that way I can play how I wanted to while also being able to buff my team. Now, keep in mind, this build might not be for everybody. I haven't been able to get it into like Nightmare and different stuff like that yet. The teams that I'm playing with, we've just been kind of playing through, unlocking all our cards, having some fun, dicking around, building stuff, testing stuff, and this build has worked for me. Like, it's literally, like, whenever we don't have this build on the lineup, it seems like we always have such a fucking hard time. Like, if I switch up and I go, like, medic with my dirty nurse build, we'll seem to do pretty good because I play a pretty good medic. But if I switch up and do any of my other builds, it's almost like we never get through because that support role is just not there. So it feels pretty viable. I mean, you can make changes however you want. Use it as a template to do whatever. Maybe some of you play something similar, but you know, you use something out of the ordinary that you feel is better for you. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go in, I'm going to explain the cards, why I use them. I'm going to try to go through here a little bit later and get some gameplay. That way I can show you guys some gameplay footage. And yeah, let's go ahead and dive into it. So I play it with Carly, specifically. I love Carly. Carly is probably one of my favorite players because not only can she sense enemy mutations within the like a certain range around her, but her playstyle and her weaponry is so good to work with, like starting out the gate. So I have this build. It's called I See Everything. And there's a reason why it's called I See Everything. So my number one spot is marked for death. Anything I ping as far as mutations are highlighted, and my team deals 10% increased damage to the highlighted enemy. When you are able to see enemies with her ability, you can ping them from anywhere. So therefore, when you ping them, your team is going to do 10% more damage, which is essential. It's almost like this card was made for Carly. Then I run offensive Scavenger. It allows us to find more offensive accessories, plus more will spawn on the map. Then I go with Copper Scav. Obvious, it makes more copper spawn on the map, and we can now, well, I can now sense it. Money grubbers, so each time that we grab and loot copper, we keep gaining an additional 5 up to an additional 100 copper. That is probably one of the most broken cards in the game. I love it. I love this card. If you have any build that has Copper Scavenger in it, you need to have Money Grubbers in there just for the extra fucking copper. I then have Lucky Pennies. Whenever you or a team loots copper, you have a 35% chance to find 35% additional copper. You could probably swap this out if you wanted to. I like having it here. Um, Personally, I love having that there. Then I have Compound Interest. You gain 10% of your total copper in each safe room. There have been times where we were playing and I got to probably close to the very finale of an act, maybe like 1-2 missions away from like the finale of an act, and everything was purple. All my teammates were decked out in purple guns, legendary mods, etc. And I was still sitting at like 16,000 copper. Just because I had that much fucking copper that I couldn't even spend it all. So, I like having that extra boosted amount. Because if my teammate sees something that can replace what they have, I can just drop it. So, that compound interest is actually kind of slept on. Because if you go in with like 1,000 copper, you'll instantly get that 10%, which will give you just like an extra 100, you know. Or if you go in with 2,000, you'll get like 200 extra. And that 200 extra could be something from like a toolkit you don't have to a frag, etc. So, hell, it could even help you get like pain meds or a health kit. Just that little bit. Like, you ever have one of those missions where when you go in, you join in off of randoms and they've never collected any fucking copper? And then the moment you go to like collect shit or to play the mission, you have nothing right out the gate. You're like 4 missions into an act. They've collected no copper. All they have is white weapons. Everything in the inventory is white. The enemies are just fucking dropping shit bombs on you. And it's because you're poor. Well, that 10% can actually clutch those kinds of situations, and I've had it happen before. Then I go with On Your Mark. I love having that extra speed boost out the gate because it helps my teammates get some ground and get pushed into certain missions, especially when we're trying to do certain objectives. Or, you know, if you're playing on Nightmare, a lot of the times you gotta push forward. You gotta get your movement out. You wanna get fucking pushed ahead. And it's really good. I love the On Your Mark. If you don't like it, you can swap it out. That's up to you. Then there's Weapon Scavenger. Don't really see many people talk about this, but it's stupidly good. It allows you to sense nearby weapons, which is great, and it also makes more weapons spawn. So when you're playing with people that have specific builds, this allows more of an abundance of weapons to spawn on the map so they have more to choose from. And in doing so, it also allows the rarity to increase, I've noticed. Like, we've been playing, and with me running this card, we can be like halfway through Act 1, and my boys will already have purple rated weapons just off of shit that they found scattered around the map. they'll have fully geared up everything, so we're just Gucci. We can just fucking push forward. Um, then I have the utility scav, obvious. I tried to go at every scavenger here just for the sole purpose that we have everything of necessity. So you have the utility scavenger. You can sense nearby quick accessories and more quick accessories spawn. These are great, especially if you're going through and per se you have somebody who, picks something and you need a lockpick. Well, I mean, or you need defibs. Your team's running a little low and you need defibs. Well, those utilities spawning around the map is beautiful because you'll break into a car, like break a car window, and you'll find fucking defibs, you'll find copper, you'll find pipe bombs, everything. Like, it's all just sitting in vehicles. Like, instead of a vehicle only having like 2 piles of copper in the back seat, you'll see shit in the front, back seats. You'll find stuff under the fucking car damn near. It's stupid how much shit you will find on the map. It's literally like almost playing Fallout with the amount of loot that sits on the floor when this build is fully implemented. Then I have Support Scav. So, Support Scav plays exactly like every other scavenger. It allows you to sense support accessories, which is like your health, bandages, pain meds, and again, more support accessories will spawn on the map. Kind of self-explanatory, just like everything else. Ammo Scavenger. Again, even like if you have a fucking Hoffman that spawns in with this as well, like say I have Hoffman and on the team and I'm running this, nobody runs out of ammo ever. And one of my buddies runs a specific melee build. So if you do happen to be that person that runs out of ammo, like perhaps maybe everybody is running the same fucking weapons, so that way picking up ammo is kind of scarce just off of the fact that everybody is using that same ammo type. My boy that's a melee build could literally just drop you what he has. So it's nice and it's beautiful. It's always nice to be able to pick up ammo off of everything because ammo is like necessity unless you're just running a full-on melee build. Then I run Amped Up. It gives you guys a temporary heal and basically when you leave the safe room it gives you 50 health, right? And it's just that 50 blue health right off the top. That way you're going in, you have like 2 bars of blue health to where if you happen to get hit right out the gate, you're fine. You're not gonna just die. It's there to help you maintain. It might not be a lot, but in certain instances, like if you have a lot of, what is it called? Trauma. If you have a lot of trauma, that 50 health can cover up that trauma, giving you some survivability. So it's actually really nice to have. I've had that that Amped Up card. I've had that come in clutch a few times. Then I have Mag Carrier. Now, we have all of our defense, or all of our passives that help the team. Now we need to kind of focus on us, right? We need to be able to provide for the team. So I go with Mag Carrier. I usually run with pistols and SMGs. That's my preference. You can choose whichever set you want depending on whatever kind of gun type you like to run with. Me personally, I am an SMG pistol person. That's what I use. That's my preference. So I run Mag Carrier as my main go-to. It gives me my extra ammo capacity, plus it gives me the extra damage. I go with Speed Demon. That way I get the extra movement speed while I have an SMG equipped. which is good because we're not really defensive in this build. So having some kind of movement speed to kind of offset from that as a defense allows us to kite out a little bit if we need to. Like on maps like Body Dump. Fucking Body Dump, I cannot tell you how many times I've had to clutch on Recruit because we've played with randoms that would just go down and not listen to us when we would tell them what to do. And I would literally have to run around solo shooting and taking out all of the nests, or as I call them, blights. Um, I'd have to run around and I would take all of them out while they focused on Horde. And anybody who's played Body Dump knows, like, if you have a bad team on Body Dump, it can go from, even though it's on Recruit, it can still go from 0 to 60 really fucking fast. And even if you're in a well-equipped team, if one or two people are really fucking dumb or really fucking bad, it can really hurt the team. So that movement speed plus having the 35% extra reload speed while using an SMG is so good. So good. I can't tell you how many times I've been able to come out clutch on top, pop one of the nest blights, and move before getting smacked in the back by a Ridden, and just like avoiding death. It's been interesting to say the least. Usually, like I said, I'm the one clutch running around the map on this build and taking care of things because most people can't. And then I have Shredder, which each bullet hit causes the target to take 1% increased damage for 3 seconds, and it can stack up to 15%. This is really nice, right? This is really nice. Personally, I don't know if it works for the team or not, but for me, I love it. Like I said earlier, we're adding so much passive to the team as support that we're not really focusing on our own. So when we're not focusing on our own, we need to be able to put in damage somewhere where we can when able to. So if we can get some kind of damage boost out of anything, this card right here comes in pretty clutch. Now, I'm pretty sure I can make some changes out. Maybe change up a couple things. I'm probably going to make some changes on this coming up once I start diving into the higher difficulties. Right now, the team that I'm playing with is just like me and one other person. So we're waiting on other people that we play with to get kind of caught up and get built up a little bit so we can start moving into the higher difficulties and such. But right now, this build has been phenomenal. Like, if you're playing any kind of if you're playing anything on here, I really highly suggest, at least like if you're playing with buddies, I suggest putting a build like this on your team. You guys don't even understand how well this build actually plays. Like, I have, like, one of my buddies literally asks me all the time when we're playing. He'll say, "Yo, when you get on, make sure you run support, because we're going to need it." Or, before I even get on to go stream, he'll mention, "Yo, get on there and get on that support. We're about to do some runs. I want to get some supply drops and I don't feel like losing." Like, deadass, this build's great. It's been wonderful for me. I've watched some YouTube videos trying to see what people are building. I've gone on like Reddit and such, and I've not seen anybody put a build like this together. I've seen people put builds closely similar where they'd say don't put like an overabundance of certain things into the build and such. But honestly, let's be real. Every build is going to be customizable to a person's preference. We all have that individual play style where not everything's going to play into our hand. And you might play something that I don't play, and it could be exactly similar to the build that I have right now. But you can have one or two cards, or three cards, or however many cards difference. It's all suitable to you. You play things to your potential and your build and etc. So, I hope this build. I hope it helps people with anything. I hope it shows that a support role is extremely viable. I'll try to get at the end of this some gameplay. If you're watching this video and there's any time after this, apparently I got some gameplay in there, so that's good. You'll be able to see that. If not, hop over on my streams. I literally stream this every single day on Twitch at twitch.tv/godified underscore. Me and my buddy, we stream over there literally every night. I'm pretty sure every stream has been over 10 hours long or more. So come by, stop by, bullshit with us, come have some fun. You'll see the builds in action, not just this one, but all my other ones. Also, plus future builds that I test out, etc. We do play with viewers also, as long as you're not a fucking complete cunt muffin. We will play with you. We'll chill with you and shit. Um, but with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm out. Love you guys. Deuces.